Ladies and most gentlemen, today we're going to do something different. We're actually going to run a dungeon for the first time on the channel. So we're actually going to do Waycrest Manor. This is one of the new dungeons coming in BFA. It's an Alliance side dungeon, but once the Horde hit 120, you'll be able to do that. It is located in Drusvar, and it's kind of like a haunted house, so yeah, let's see how we do. I think the way I'm going to edit this is probably just like kind of skip over the trash, because the trash is kind of pointless unless there's something to be said. We'll go over each boss and basically see what you guys think of it. It's a really cool dungeon, and the aesthetic is really nice, so yeah, let's see what it's like. Okay, so we're in the dungeon. I got this instant voice chat thing. The way to use that is just to press the little X there. So this is the dungeon here. This is actually one of the few dungeons on the alpha that actually has a map at the moment. And it fully works, everything's good on it, looks great. It's kind of hard to maneuver when you look at it, but once you've done it one or two times, it actually makes a lot more sense. So, as I said, we're just going to kind of, if there's anything to note with the trash, I'll mention it, but if not, we're just going to speed through it, because you guys don't want to just stand there watching me do some terrible, terrible DPS, so... Bit of RP at the start here.
Need help?
Drusvar stands firm.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Well met.
Some of the accents here actually is.
Yeah. Huh?
Hello.
That's the Stormwind accent,
Greetings, Outlander.
and that's obviously the Drusvar one. Okay, there we go. The art style is just fantastic in this zone, in this dungeon. I really, I saw some pictures of it. I saw a couple streamers doing it, and I was really excited to do it. And honestly, I've done it one time before this run, and it is just fantastic. Honestly, they've really like a lot of the dungeons. And if you guys do like this video, I will do other runs of all the other dungeons if you guys are interested. And honestly, the boss design and the dungeon designs is absolutely fantastic. Like the actual aesthetic of that. Like look at the light beaming through this window here is just a great look. It's they've really outdone themselves, honestly, and the actual layout of this dungeon is just perfectly like a house. Honestly, you could live in it. Right, where's that dude going? So weirdly enough, when I did this the last time, we actually went left first, and now it looks like we're going right. So I guess that alternates. Every time you do it, because you can, there's a boss here and there's also a boss down there, but yeah, it looks like we're heading and doing the second boss first, the third boss first, it seems, which is strange. So you encounter like a couple of locked doors. So as you saw at the start of the dungeon on those stairs, you can either go left or right, and yeah, those doors are all locked, and then there was actually only one door at that time which was open. So I guess that's the deciding factor on whether you're doing the right or the left side. It doesn't really matter either way, because you will do all the bosses nonetheless, obviously. So these are actually the that new model, like the freaky looking pig people. They are terrifying for World of Warcraft. They are yeah, they're definitely pretty terrifying. But yeah, cool. I really like the model. Actually, it's actually reuses the ghoul the ghoul skeleton. So yeah, it's just kind of a reskinned ghoul, but it's a good touch. It's a nice look, especially for this dungeon as well, having like the creepy aesthetic. It kind of works really well. You've got a lot of these Asmund humans here as well, the thinned humans, and these will actually be these will be a playable race, I believe, with the kul'tiras humans. I think it will be an option. That was stated in an interview on the media day recently, but as of yet, there is still no female option for them, so we're yet to see that. They actually reuse the female undead skeleton, to my knowledge. Okay, so this is Ral the Gluttonous, or the Gluttonous. I don't think you're supposed to pull the whole room. You can, when we did this last time, we did pull the whole room and the boss. He's kind of like a floating pig thing. He reuses the model of the Imp Mother from Legion. It's a very cool looking model. So this boss basically does a forward beam thing called, what is it called? It is called Tenderize, and you've got to move out of the way of that. Then he does rotten explosions, which you've also got to avoid on the floor, and he also summons thin humans, which you can just kill. But yeah, it's basically just DPS, really. Avoid the shit on the floor. It's a normal kind of boss. Nothing too spectacular about it, but yeah, it's a good boss. Let's see if we can get him down after this trash. Okay, we pulled him. So yeah, I said that we did this before, and we actually did pull the trash as well. It wasn't too much of an issue, though, it seemed. So yeah, he's doing that move, so if we just got to avoid that on the floor there, you see? The green stuff? Get these ads down, and then he's doing it again. And again, just avoid it. Fairly easy. And this is his Tenderize, so you can see that move just there, so you just got to avoid that as well. And that's basically the boss, really. He's not too complicated, pretty easy to do. And they have nerfed a lot of the dungeons on the alpha, on the beta. Sorry, it is beta now, isn't it? On the beta, so it's actually a lot easier. He's got a cool voiceover as well. And there are these wasting servants here, like the thin humans there. Oh. Honestly, I don't think the Tenderize move is that strong anyway, so it probably wouldn't be a group killer. I don't think. Maybe on Mythic Plus potentially, but not on this mode at all. This is just normal. And there we go. So that is the third boss. Okay, so after the first or third boss, you head outside to the second boss called Soulbound Goliath. And I'll explain that boss when we get to him. And the actual courtyard out here is really cool looking, so we'll take a look at that as well. So I believe this is actually using the new weather 2.0 as well. The rain here on the thing. It does look new to me. I might be wrong though. I might just be talking shit, but yeah, let me know if that is new rain. I believe it is though, and it looks great. Nonetheless, even if it is old, it still looks great. So yeah, so this is actually, there's the start of the dungeon where you saw obviously those stairs where we started, and you can look straight out into here, and there's the boss there, Soulbound Goliath, which I kind of hope is the kul'tiras Moonkin form, but I don't think it is. It's a very cool model though. So this boss is basically a DPS race. Throughout the fight, he increases his damage as it goes on. He also roots some targets, which you can. Which you have to obviously remove, but we didn't actually have an issue with that before. We literally just DPS'd him down as fast as possible. On the dungeon journal, it does specify to use your personal cooldowns accordingly. So yeah, I think the faster you get him down, the less damage it does, obviously. All right, here we go. Another really cool voiceover. So here you go, Soul Harvest. So as you can see, it goes up 5% every couple seconds. And you've just got to DPS this guys down as fast as possible. Yes, release us. So is he impaled? There we go. So he's impaled a target over here. And we've just got to kill the Soul Thorns. Okay, it looks like his Soul Harvest actually turned off for a moment and he's kind of reset. But when we did it before, it actually got up to like nearly 20 stacks, so it was pretty intense by the end. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. Okay. So the fire... Okay, sorry, I'm being an idiot. So I believe the tank will have to put the boss in the fire and it removes the Soul Harvest, which makes sense. Yeah, we didn't actually do that last run, so that's actually new to me. Yeah, there you go. Move the boss into wildfire to reduce his damage. Yeah, there we go. It all makes sense now. And I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're moving on to the Heartsbane Triad, which is 3 witches. Which again is listed as the first boss, but it can be the first or third boss. It's a really cool view, although you can see like the edge of the map there, which looks a bit strange. There we go, there's the 3 bosses down there, which I'll explain in a moment in a very bad way, because that's how we roll on this channel. Very belligerent explanations of bosses, it seems. Okay, so the TLDR of this boss is basically the 3 witches. They alternate, so at one point you'll be fighting that one, and then once she gets to 100 energy, she switches to another one and becomes immune. So you're only ever attacking one of the witches. They don't share a health pool, they do have their own individual health pools. A player will get mind controlled as well, so you just have to damage them down. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much it. I think there was another one as well, which was move away from the party when affected by unstable runic masks. So yeah, keep an eye on that and move away from everyone, otherwise they probably won't die in normal, but you'll probably get damaged. And it's not nice for the healer. In we go. So as you can see, the other witches are just kind of standing there. I think they are doing a few spells here and there, but nothing substantial.
You belong to me now.
Okay, and he's mind controlled the tank. Nice. Or she, I guess. So yeah, so anyone who's mind controlled, just the other witch has joined the fight. So, again, very unprofessional play as usual, but yeah, keep an eye for focusing Iris. That is the move you got to look out for the one that's active. Pretty sure that was obvious, but I'm just an idiot.
The more you struggle, the more you bleed.
Again, this is only the 2nd time we've done it, and this is actually a different way that we did it. Before we did this boss differently. So yeah, I think people are just learning the alpha, or me, beta, sorry, or just me being an idiot. So he's actually reused the, I don't know why I'm talking about models so much, I guess it's just a force of habit, but these guys actually reuse the Arakoa, the lower city ones from TBC, as you can tell. It's a very cool model though, they've definitely upped their game on that one. There we go. Fairly easy when you're not grouped with me. There we go, new belt as well. Okay, so now on to Lord and Lady Waycrest. This is a really cool fight. I'll explain it when we get nearer there. But basically we have to backtrack over to, I believe it's over here, down to the cellar, and that's where the boss is. But these doors do become unlocked when you kill bosses, so it's easy to get around. Okay, so we're in the cellar. So it seems this little light here, the blue thing, seems to be pointing our direction. I assume, I haven't even noticed it, but I assume that's telling you where to go. And I'm sure it has been doing that the whole time. We're just a bit new to this. Okay, so into the basement, or the cellar. Now these things look really cool. I love the look of them. It's kind of like Kel'Thuzad, ad, but like a witch version. It's just really cool. Like the little jars and stuff hanging off her. It's amazing. Down the stairs to the catacombs, and there is an invisible wall here. This actually affected us last time. Some people couldn't get through it, but we managed to. Yeah, for some reason there's an invisible wall, but obviously that'll be removed by the time beta's over, you would hope. Okay, so this is Lady and Lord Waycrest. So this boss works as follows. So you basically are attacking Lord Waycrest the whole time, and they've pulled. And Lady Waycrest will be revived. So every time he dies, every time you kill him, Lady Waycrest will take 10% of her from her health to bring him back to life. So you'll see shortly. And then it says move away from virulent pathogen. And keep moving to avoid the stuff on the floor. So yeah, you watch. So we just killed him. She's lost some percentage of her health. And obviously avoid all of that stuff on the floor. But it's a fairly easy fight. She does join in the fight towards the end, and you'll see that. There we go, she's losing more health. I think it's 10%. I believe that's what the Dungeon Journal says, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh, it says at 10% she joins the fight. Okay. She just... Okay. Looks like she takes about 30% of her health, and then at 10% she joins the fight. Gotcha. I should have read. I need to learn to read. So yeah, now we can just take them both down. I think if you take her down, it's obviously just a lot easier. And they're both going down. And just like that, the boss is done. Oh yeah, there we go. I like the boss. I do genuinely like that. So that is actually the second to last boss. Even though they are the owners of the manor, they are not the last boss. The last boss is actually Gorak Tull, who is... there's not much trash leading into him. It's literally just down this... the tank thought we were done. Yeah, so it's just down this little corridor here will be the last boss. So there's not much trash towards him, and he's a pretty easy boss. I was a bit confused by some of the Dungeon Journal stuff. It didn't really make much sense, honestly, because I kind of like anticipated one thing and then something else happened. I'm not sure if that's because of beta or just how it is. But basically, he summons little dudes who are called... what are they called? They're called Death Touch Slavers. And it says here that they can't be killed with traditional means, but we were just killing them like normal. So I'm not really too sure on that, honestly. Beyond that, the boss is not too complicated. He does some like chain moves, which you have to avoid each other for, but as I said, it's just on normal. And before, we literally just tank and spanked, and it worked fairly well. And the ads don't get overwhelming at all, so we'll see what happens this time. Here we go, here are the guys from the start, and here's the last boss, who is actually a Vykel, interestingly enough.
Greetings.
Huh? Okay, here we go. So now he's summoning the ad now, and they come. There's one. So there's one there. So I think, yeah, as I said, we can just damage him down like normal. There's no... It's just, yeah, it just seems weird how it says in the Dungeon Journal non-traditional means, but yet you use traditional means and they die. Which is strange, honestly. I think they do resurrect, but it doesn't, you know, they come back. But yeah, we're at 50%, and I have not even moved. The tank hasn't moved. Nothing seems to be really changing. You know, he's spawned some ads, but they're just so weak. It's like unbelievable. They're not even elites. Strangely, like, I don't know. Maybe it means non-traditional means as in like they die and then come back. I'm honestly not even sure. It seems like a bit of a weird choice of words, honestly. Because I would have thought non-traditional means maybe if you did like a bolt or something, you have to get them inside that bolt so it kills them. But honestly, you know, just DPSing them down seems to do the trick. And yeah, not too much into this boss, honestly. It's just relatively easy. And there we go. And some new boots. Wonderful. Okay, so that is actually a full run of Waycrest Manor. Now, apologies for the skill. I'm not that great at kind of talking and playing at the same time and doing everything like that. If you've seen my streams, you would probably know that. So yeah, this was basically just a showcase of the zone and the bosses, not so much a guide as such, just really to show you guys what the new dungeon looks like and stuff like that. So guys, if you're interested in seeing more dungeons and anything has piqued your interest in the names of looks of the dungeons, then do let me know. But yeah, so yeah, let me know down below what you thought of this video, if you know, any critiques on how I should edit it or do it, because it is just an experiment. It's one of the first ones I've ever done. So yeah, guys, do let me know, and your feedback is very important. So yes, before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons and YouTube sponsors. You guys are awesome. And if you'd like to support the channel in that way, links are down below. So guys, hope you liked the video. Give a like on it if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. And with that, I'll see you next time.